See how many people we got in here. Make sure this is right. What's good, family? What's good? We're gonna get started in 1 second. I'm just trying to work out my chat, get it on the screen. Yeah, I did see a lot of the stuff from Pablo Torre. Can y'all let me know if my audio is good, please? I'm just working on my chat box. It's messed up. Give me 1 second, fellas. You know what I need to do, actually? Let me just get my chat up and then we'll get started. Give me 2 minutes. I know what to do. Boomski. All right, here we go. Now we good. All right, let's roll. I'm gonna just get the chat up. And then we'll roll. Chat up. All right, here we go. I bet we good. All right, let's roll. We got 28 people in here right now. We're gonna start. I think we're gonna start with NBA Youngboy. We're gonna start with NBA Youngboy. So welcome back. It's your man Jay Roebuck. I'm here. We got some stuff to talk about. We got a few updates. This is just the run through. We'll talk a little bit about Cardi B. We'll do Youngboy. Young Thug is on the apology tour, and I like what he's doing. The music sounds okay. I think he's addressing the things he needs to address. We'll talk about Joey Badass, Glorilla, DJ Khaled, Rory and Mal, and also Rosenberg. So, you know, we'll make it happen. Thank you. The production is not finalized. We're going to get a little bit better, man. It's definitely some room to improve. But, you know, in due time, we will get there. We will get there. So let's get into it. Let me pull up my NBA Youngboy videos first. Let me get my NBA Youngboy videos up. So here's my thing about Youngboy, right? I don't think people pay enough attention to how good this guy really is. And Youngboy is the king of YouTube, right? If you don't know, he's a king of YouTube because his fans flock there to hear the music. Like, that is where they go to hear everything. And a lot of people had to say about his demographic that, you know, they didn't have the money to afford the tickets. People wouldn't support it. And boy, were they wrong. Boy, were they wrong. Let's take a look at some of the footage from him. Can you guys see the video on my screen? Yeah, the Thug song is definitely interesting. We'll get into that. But right now, we'll talk Youngboy. So if y'all could see, I got a video up. Facts. Rome was definitely not built in a day. We building an empire over here. We building an empire over here. So I'm going to pull this video up. And we're going to take a look right here. Let me know if y'all can see the Youngboy video on the screen. Let me know in the chat if y'all can see the Youngboy video. And we'll press play on this. We'll press play on this one right here. Now, this is a grown man at the NBA Youngboy concert. This is a grown man, right? Let's look at his reactions. He's crying. He's crying at an NBA Youngboy concert. And this is a grown man. Now, this to me is just symbolic of what Youngboy represents to a lot of people. He's been through a lot of trials and tribulations with, you know, the legal troubles and all the issues he's had. He moved out the country for a bit, but now he's back, and his fan base has been waiting for years to see him live. And these are just some of the reactions, you know, that you're getting. Like, that's some Michael Jackson type stuff. And then we have another reaction, and this is a kid right here. This kid looks like he's probably 15 years old, and everyone was talking crazy online like, oh, Youngboy fans are thugs and all of these crazy things. I don't think that at all, right? This kid was here with his mom, and look at how much he's turning up. Look at this kid right here. Look at this. This is like, this is dedication and love of music. Like, they are going crazy at an arena for NBA Youngboy. And a lot of people thought this wouldn't be possible, but you got to show love to somebody like Youngboy, because through all the trials and tribulations, look at what he was able to do. We'll get to Iceman at the end, by the way. Like, this is crazy. Like, to see a kid who's probably 12 years old going off like that, that's impressive. Like, that is super, super impressive to see something like that. So I have to salute, you know, NBA Youngboy, his whole team, everything that they've done. You have to respect it. And you got to respect Youngboy, because he doesn't care about anybody. He doesn't care about any relationships. You could see Lil Durk's manager and DJ put something out like, oh, you know, Youngboy, people said they weren't cool with him, but now they're at his concert going crazy, because he got motion right now. He has the motion. So you have to respect what he's doing. You have to respect what Youngboy is doing. You have to respect it. So I wanted to start with him because I don't cover him, and I feel like he doesn't really get a lot of love from the mainstream media. So I felt it's important for us to recognize what he's doing and also support it. Because if someone's trying to change their life around and they've been through a lot of different issues, when they do something good, it's okay to acknowledge it. And I feel like that's what's missing in media these days, is no one wants to acknowledge the good stuff. And the only time you ever hear Youngboy in mainstream media, it's about him having another child. That's the only news you get, or about an ex-girlfriend. You'll never hear he's selling out arenas. There's been no violence at the shows. Like, I think there was like one fight, but there's been no real violence. So no one will talk about it. I think Academics covers it because they have a relationship. But what other people in the media talk about NBA Youngboy? Especially somebody with this many fans. I don't know a single NBA Youngboy song, but I'm 43 and refuse to give him a try. First of all, I respect that. I am not a Youngboy fan either, but he has some good music, and I know sonically it's like, you may not understand what he's saying, but if you give it a chance, he has great melodic records. Great melodic records. So I recommend it. You know what I'm saying? Like, give it a shot. You never know what you're going to end up liking. You never know what you're going to end up liking. So he does have a few joints, for real. And I want to shout out all the members in the chat. We're working on getting the merch up. The site will be up. And my first members, you guys are going to get the free t-shirt. So all of that stuff is in the motion. It's just a lot going on right now. And we will talk about Glorilla's song too. There's a lot going on. So all those things will be up and running, all right? All right, now let's get into Young Thug. Now, before I even get into the apology record, I got to get into Lil Baby. First, this morning, we get this news from Baby. This is the first thing we get this morning. Let me pull it up here. The first thing you get from Baby is this. This is from someone from his team. He says, Baby is retiring from music. Baby's retiring from music. Now, what do I think about this? I think Baby, Gunna, and Thug are all in an odd place. I think the relationships that all three of them had are really fractured. Even the relationship between Baby and Thug, which I don't think people were talking about until Thug just put out that apology. But if you've been watching the past few weeks, you could tell that Thug and Baby haven't been on the same page. And another thing I like to say about Lil Baby is it's not everyone's goal to be the best rapper or be the biggest rapper. I think Baby's motivation was to be rich and successful, and rap was the vehicle to do it. I don't think he's in love with rap music because he wants to be the best artist. You know what I'm saying? So what I feel like is he's saying he could step away from the game. He didn't drop that album because to him, it may not be that important. Like, it just may not be. And I think we have to understand and view art in a different way. It's not everyone's goal to be Drake. It's not everyone's goal to be Kendrick Lamar. It's not everyone's goal to be a Biggie or a Pac. Like, that's not why everyone does it. People use hip hop as a vehicle to escape the circumstances that have hurt them in life. And I think Baby is the perfect example of that. And he just happened to be super talented and he happened to blow up. But I don't think that was the main motivation in his life, like, at all. And it is messed up. Shout out to Riley Chambers. It is messed up that those phone calls were leaked. And now, the Atlanta, court system, I said they're going to block the calls. But you could have blocked the calls a year ago. Like, these calls have been out and they didn't try to stop the leaks. And I think they did that intentionally to hurt him. I think that's the only explanation. Yeah, that is exactly right. I think it's just like a basketball player who doesn't love the game. I think Vince Carter loved basketball and he had all the talent in the world, but he didn't work hard enough to be a Kobe or be an MJ. Look at all the NBA players. Look at Cam Reddish, players who just didn't work out, who had all the talent in the world, but they used basketball as a vehicle. Look at all the college players who are making millions of dollars right now, who might not love basketball, but it's a means to get them out of the situation. So I think that's why Baby kind of put that out that, he's retiring. And now we can also look at this. Now, like I said, I noticed that the Baby and Thug relationship was messed up. Check out this interaction between the two of them. And I think this is at like a birthday party. And this is like 2 weeks ago. Look at this interaction. I'm going to pull the video down so you guys can see the screen. Let's check this out. So you have Thug here, and look at Baby. You just get a head nod. You can see right there that something is off. Shout out to King David. That's one of the first members of the channel. Shout out to you. Jeff T tells you all the time on the podcast he didn't love the basketball game enough to try and go to the next level. That's a fact. He made the money. He made one all-star team, and he got out of there. Now look at this interaction. You see Thug here, Baby, head nod. Doesn't even make eye contact, no pound, no real greeting. And the person who put this up says, little Baby energy don't lie. And it's not lying. Like, you can see it. The relationship between the two of them is strained. And if you didn't believe it off this post, you can really believe it off of this. You can really believe it off the apology. So let's go to the one about Baby and then we'll go through the others. So this is to Wham. If you didn't know, Wham is Lil Baby. Wham, pick up the phone, talk to me. It's Spider. So he's not answering his phone calls. He's not answering his calls. Not talking to him. I taught you everything you know about this. We for lifers. And if you don't know what he means by what he taught him, Thug is the one who put Baby under the wing. He gave Baby money to stay out the streets and to get in the studio. So Baby is really like little bro. Like, he's really little bro. Let's keep going. God told you in the Bible the devil will knife you. Rats already winning. Don't let this divide us. You're a real one, but you do real and hide it. You gave a couple people on this case $75,000. So Baby has been supporting Thug and also other people in YSL with money during this case. They were fighting this for 3 years. You know how much money it takes to hire a top-notch lawyer? I think Thug probably spent over $2 million on Brian Steele, at least. I wish the world knew everything, just like how 1,000 and Trill you is. I swear to God, bro, that's why. So I don't need to keep reading this. You can really get the message. You can really get the message that Thug is hurt because that relationship is strained. So he doesn't have Gunna. Drake and him are kind of on the outs, which we'll get to in a second. All of these relationships that he's relied on, not only as real friendships, but also musically with collaboration. Music, you can only be super successful if you collaborate. And he's hurt. He's really hurt. He's really hurt, and you could see it. Shout out to Brian Steele, for real, man. Brian Steele saved the day. So you could see how hurt he is. So not only does he apologize to Lil Baby, you also get a letter to Mariah. Now, I think the Mariah the Scientist relationship is a little bit different. The thing with Mariah the Scientist is I think she knew these calls existed for a while. But it's different when you're in a relationship and things hit the public light. Once things go public, it's a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game. So once it goes public that he was cheating on her, that he was talking bad about other women, I think that changed the entire landscape of what was going on. I think it changed the entire landscape of their relationship. And at that point, I really feel like things went south. And now she has to save face. She has to save face because for her, she's embarrassed. She's really, really embarrassed. She's really embarrassed. And I really feel bad for her because she stuck by him. Like sticking by somebody when they're in jail is not an easy thing. We got 81 people in the chat. Please make sure y'all are liking so we could get the message out. Make sure we can get people here. Make sure we could get people over here. We got a lot to talk about. So 82 people in the chat. Make sure you like, comment. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe now. If you want to become a member, we got a lot of good benefits coming for the members. Now, let's talk about his letter to Drake. And the letter to Drake, I will say after this was posted on Instagram, Drake and Chubbs both like this. So I think this will be repaired. I don't think this is too bad. This is too bad. All right, Drizzy, you my brother. You know I'm not going against you. I got manners. Everything you did for the rap community, they can't ban you, never diss you. So this is him pushing back on that narrative that one, Drake is a culture vulture, and that two, Drake runs to Atlanta. Thug is basically rejecting that notion and saying to him, don't say those things and don't buy into that kind of narrative because I'm supporting you 100%. And I speak for a lot of real ones in Atlanta. All right. You came to visit me in Cobb County like my kin do. I already covered this. Drake got the visit at Cobb County Jail and got Thug out the cell so they could have a face-to-face visit. Forget the calls. You know all the other calls we had. I'm trying to get you, Metro, and Pluto on the same page. So Thug is also playing peacemaker here. He is the one who is trying to get Drake back together with Future and Metro because honestly, the problem doesn't seem that deep as far as we know. And what Thug is saying is it pretty much is not that deep. We'll get to Iceman in a minute. We had our own differences, but Cash came through and got us on the phone. That's a fact. So Cash XO, who is the manager for The Weeknd, he also works directly with Future. He's been putting a lot of pieces together, and you know what Thug is saying here is he's trying to mend that relationship. He's trying to get Future, Metro, even that relationship with The Weeknd repaired because some of the best songs that we've gotten in the past 10 years have come from that clique when they collaborate. So, you know, he's sending this long apology to Drake. And like I said, Drake has already liked this post. I think we can go here. As you see right here, Drake has already liked the post. So I think what that means, like I said, Drake is chronically online. He knows everything that's going on. So I can basically say right here, this thing will get pieced up. I think Drake has a lot going on. He's on tour. He's rolling out Iceman. Thug has a lot going on. So what I think will happen is once those things settle down, the two of them will get on the phone and they'll work it out. And Drake, when Thug was locked up and Business is Business came out, Drake is the one who put 2 features on that album. And he did that intro where he was actually dissing Gunna. So Drake has always taken up the cause when it came to Young Thug. Drake has always taken up the cause when it comes to Young Thug. So I think Drake will definitely be on board with repairing that relationship. I don't think that they're going to be, you know, at odds much longer. But the thing that worries me about Young Thug is his mental health. Nobody wants to talk about the mental health aspect of rappers and entertainers. Nobody wants to talk about it. This guy is hurting. Like, he's hurt. You can see it. He's hurting. You can see that, you know, it's something wrong. When you're crying out on the internet and you're saying, where's my family? And you're saying, where are all of these people, where are all the people who I loved? He's hurt, man. He's really, really hurt. So that's my Young Thug piece, man. He did some of the music. I don't know if I could play the music because I think he's going to actually release it. And I don't want my channel to get banned. Shout out to Yo. Shout out to one of the members. Shout out to Yo. He's the one who made me get on live tonight. He left a comment and said go live. So I said, you know what? I could definitely go live for a little bit and get on here and chop it up with the people for a second. So Thug will be on Iceman? I don't think so. I don't think he's going to be on Iceman. I don't think so. And then Glorilla dissed Young Thug. I don't know what's going on today. It's just so much is happening back to back to back. We get a Glorilla diss track. Let's listen to some of it. I also cannot say if this is real or if this is AI, so I am not certifying that this is real. I'm just saying that this was released. I'm not saying that is real. It could be AI, but Glorilla diss track to Mariah and to Young Thug. So essentially, she's cutting him up the whole song. Like, she's just cooking him the whole song, the entire song. So I'm not gonna play the whole thing. I don't know if she's gonna post this up. I don't want the live to get taken down. But if you want to go listen to it, you can go to Feared Bucks X account. He has it here, and she's dissing Thug and Mariah. And basically, the whole song, she's just talking about the way he looks and calling him ugly because that's what he did to her. So all is fair. All is fair. That's a part of the game. That's all a part of the game. Now, what's next? What's next? Let's look at Joey Badass. He had some comments too. And these were interesting remarks from him. We got 101 people in the chat. Please make sure y'all like this. Send it out. Shout out to all the members. Shout out to Yo. Shout out to David. All the people who are members and signed up. I appreciate you. Merch is on the way. Merch is on the way. So the website will be set up. The website will be set up. Now, Joey Badass was on with Ebro. Ebro is the probably the #2 Drake hater in the media space. He's competing hard for #1. So once Joey mentions something, you already know Ebro is going to chime in. You should know that Ebro will chime in. But let's listen to Joey real quick.
Just remember, ain't nobody went through what I went through. Out of all of these competitions and these clashes, ain't nobody had 20 plus motherfuckers coming at them once and came out on top.
Okay. Interesting. So the first thing he says is no one had the 20v1. And I think he walked that back and said no one had the 20v1 and came out on top. I will say this. Joey won that hands down when he was rapping against Rayvon. Who was the other guy he's rapping against? Daylight. I think AZ Chike dropped something too. He definitely cooked all of them. That's not even my East Coast bias. He just really cooked them. Like, he destroyed them. So I think he's right for the 20v1. He came out on top. But then we get this caveat here.
I'm going to just say, I got to talk my own shit.
Drake said he had a 20v1, though.
It was, okay, Drake had a 20v1. Okay.
Yeah, he did. He did.
I'm going to be politically correct.
Listen. I just had to.
But my situation
I just wanted the OVO fans in the comments.
My situation
not,
was different.
You know,
Listen, look, OVO fans don't come for me.
Well, you kind of asked for it when you brought yourself into it. So don't say don't come for you because you brought yourself into it. But I'm not going to, I have no incentive to come at you. I'm just going to say how I feel about it. #1, salute to you because you went out there and battled. But Drake dealt with the 20v1 with tier 1 rappers. So it was a little bit different. He was battling Kendrick, Rick Ross, A$AP Rocky, The Weeknd, Kanye West, whoever else, and in the entire media space. So his 20v1 was like 100v1 with rappers on steroids. Like, you have to acknowledge that. It was 20v1 with rappers on steroids. So do you think Drake won? That's up to you. I think Drake probably views this with a big asterisk, and I think a lot of people are starting to view it that way, and we'll get into some of those reasons, but I respect what Joey's saying. And Ebro, of course, had to throw Drake into it. He had no reason to do that, but what else would Ebro do but throw Drake's name into the middle of something that has nothing to do with him? That's just the Ebro thing to do. All right, y'all. Please make sure you're liking. We're going to be on live for a little bit. We're going to chop it up about all of these topics that we can. We'll chop it up about all the topics that we can. And now, let's see what Khaled had to say. Because Khaled also chimed in. Everybody was running their mouth today. And I don't mean running their mouth in a bad way. I just mean everyone had something to say. All right, so shout out to Frankie. You're saying September 24th. Yes, I do remember. Shout out to Frankie. You know, he hit me on Instagram and he laid out his theory for the dates. I definitely remember. I'm going to have an Iceman episode 4 thing probably in the next few days. I just got to have some time. Why is it always hate on Drake and honest opinions on Kendrick? Can't people just have an opinion without it being considered hate? Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think people can. But I think just the environment that we're in right now, the climate of music is tough. It's like people are making you choose a side, which I don't think is fair. But I think a lot of what Ebro says is Drake hate. I think a lot of what Ebro says is just Drake hate. A lot of what Ebro says is Drake hate. So let's check out what DJ Khaled had to say. Let's check out what DJ Khaled had to say.
Let me ask you a question. With all this beef going on that was...
I survived the Fat Joe 50 Cent beef.
That's a big beef.
Listen, Ross 50 Cent...
Now, if you don't know, during the 50 Cent Fat Joe beef, 50 had Khaled's address and his family's address. That was official. Fat Joe is from the Bronx. Rest in peace to Percy. Rest in peace to, that's a good friend of mine. Percy T.S. was one of Fat Joe's close confidants and soldiers. So rest in peace to Percy. So Terror Squad is no joke. So what Khaled is saying is facts.
And they going at it. Fat Joe and 50 Cent going at it. All that. But Joe, we gonna keep it real? I'm the one out of the crew that always says, yo, we don't need that. We need to come together. We don't need that. We need love. We need positive.
So if you don't know, he's basically saying, I'm Switzerland. I'm going to play neutral and hope that nothing gets too crazy.
Activity. And at the same time, it's not just that. We don't want to slow up the money. No. But
that is key. Street beef does not bring money. It brings cops. The Drake and Kendrick thing is not street beef. So you could have played neutral in a different way and still made a lot of money because Kendrick and Drake don't collaborate anyway.
Did you try that with this nuclear bomb that went on with because I know the Sixth God was always your brother. He supported you.
I love Drake.
Ross is your day one.
I love Ross.
The way that he talks is just crazy. I love Drake. I love Ross. I'm sure you do because you made a lot of money with them, but I think that's over with.
Brother, I love what did that feel like when the whole world's fighting each other and then
what it feel like is that I didn't get in that energy. There's two energies I'm not gonna get in. Hate. Ask me a question. How do you deal with hate? Please, can you ask me?
How do you deal with hate, brother?
I don't.
Now, I think why Drake is mad at Khaled is because Drake didn't expect people to play the middle. He expected them to play the side, especially when he's done nothing but favors from Khaled. Nothing but favors. All Khaled's hit singles in recent history and recent memory have Drake on them with the exception of Wild Thoughts.
And then when you speak about all those great legends that you just talked about from Drake, my brother Future Drake, who else you name?
Ross.
Those are my brothers. If you can't question my friendship. How? It's impossible.
Well, it's pretty possible. Drake has questioned your whole friendship. It's possible.
Like motherfucking DJ Khaled? Joe, you know that. Joe, take your glasses off. Let them see. You know that.
And when you put Khaled and Fat Joe together, these are two storytelling people. These are two people who could tell a story, man.
Okay, so what I'm saying is, when it comes to me, not only I'm gonna tell my brothers we gotta represent love, even when shit a lot of this shit is a misunderstanding and a lot of not communication.
I agree.
Okay, and that's what it be about: lack of communication and misunderstanding. When it comes down to DJ Khaled, I'm the one that's gonna try to fix it. I don't want no trophy. I don't want no promotion. I do a lot of shit behind the scenes.
And that's facts. He probably does do a lot of work behind the scenes because he's a producer. He puts people together. He's a collaborator. But at that time, you have to understand who your closest ally is. Anyone in the chat correct me. Did Kendrick ever do a feature for a DJ Khaled project? I don't think so.
At the end of the day, I love my brothers. And my brothers know that. I guarantee you they know that. That's what I'm about.
So you couldn't squash this one.
I would love to squash it.
So it's still up there.
That's why I don't use the word could. Everything's possible with God. Okay? And
That
I
is
believe
true.
in God and I roll with God. They ain't believe in us. God did. And be ready for a llama God. And that's the world of God. So this is the cattle residence, the holy ground.
All right, so he's basically just going to go on and on here. I'm going to stop it here. So, listen, man. Khaled is basically trying to come out for the first time since this and basically acknowledge that, yo, I didn't want to get involved. And I think the thing with what Drake is saying is, yeah, well, you have to be involved. What Drake is saying, you had to be involved. And I think the issue with Drake is people didn't pick a side. And I thought he assumed people would because of the relationships that he's built over the years and the favors that he's done for people. He thought people would pick a side. And this is the first time we're hearing him do this. Shout out to King David. Real quick, what are your thoughts about Khaled and people being mad that he didn't say anything about Palestine? I think as a Palestinian American, I believe he is. People expect him to speak up about injustices and things that are going on, and he's been silent. And, you know, I will also say this. We don't know what is going on behind the scenes. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So is he donating money? Is he supporting charities? I don't know. So I'm not going to make an assumption about his character, but I think that's what people are expecting from him. All right, shout out to Tut Marie. What feature did Kendrick do? Because that's what I said. Correct me if I'm wrong. If I'm ever wrong, please tell me. It's with him, Big Sean, and Betty White. Let's look up that song. Holy Key? Is that it? I don't know any song. 2016. All right, maybe I could play it. I'll listen to that. I don't know that song. All right, shout out to Tut Marie for correcting me. But I don't think he's done more features than Drake, though. So that's the point I was trying to get at. I'd never heard that song, but thank you for correcting me. Thank you for correcting me. I'm gonna listen to that as soon as we get off. The stream. But I think what Drake is saying is that he supports in a different kind of way, and that's what he expected. Oh, sorry, Tut Marley. My bad. Tut Marley. My bad, bro. Tut Marley. When I'm reading these on chat, if I ever say a name wrong, it's my bad. The chat is so small, and I actually read very well. So if I mispronounce anything, that's my bad. My apologies. Tut Marley. Tut Marley. So that's Khaled's piece on it. Now let's get to Rory and Mal. This is big. This is big news. This is big news. And this, I've been saying this before Rory and Mal said it about where this lawsuit is going. And this makes me happy that I am right. I'm happy. So let's see what Rory and Mal had to say. I'm just gonna drop myself over here. Let's drop this over here. Let's see what they had to say.
I've been telling y'all that a RICO case was coming. We're radio.
Right.
We just skipped over that.
No, I mean you didn't really want to speak on it.
Now.
You didn't really. You alluded to it. You kind of flirted with it, but we didn't really go into it.
I wanted to wait for the full report to actually come out.
Okay.
And it's gonna be a long day for some of you.
So Rory is basically saying that he has seen the report. He obviously didn't see the federal indictment, but there are probably internal documents that have been circulated that he may have access to, that he may have seen. Rory's well connected in the industry. I believe he used to be at Hot 97. So I trust what he says. Shout out to Rory. Shout out to Mal. Rory is a good friend of mine. So shout out to him. Let's keep going.
Guys,
How long ago did?
I got a glance at some of that paperwork. There's some crazy fucking names in there.
Yeah.
So this is my question. Is it Hot 97 or is it Power 105? The name iHeartMedia has dropped a lot, which indicates that it's likely Power 105. But Hot 97 has some stuff going on too. And there are some big names at Power 105. The Breakfast Club, the biggest morning show.
Like, I know a lot of y'all government names now. I felt like Whack 100. Like, I was having a paperwork party. I was like, they was in on it too? And wait, that's his real name?
But what does this mean though? Like, for music.
I mean, I think it's not just with the radio companies. Obviously, iHeart, which we're on, being one of the biggest conglomerates of all time. I can speak for myself. I've definitely taken payola.
So just a heads up, Rory is being sarcastic here. If you can't tell by the humor.
I mean, we may end up being in this case as well. Like, all our opinions up here are bought. They pay us for them, which is directly funneled through iHeart, so we can get a tax break. So we will probably be on that stand as well, cuffed to DJ.
Now, they bleeped out the DJ's name. Do you think he said DJ Envy? Do we think he said DJ Envy? Let's listen to that again. Let's listen to that again.
Give it to you. Will he be on that stand as well? Cuffed to DJ.
I think he said DJ Envy. Now, I put you on to something else. Rory and DJ Envy do not have a good relationship. Rory and Charlemagne do not have a good relationship. So he's probably laughing internally. Let's see if we can read right here.
Probably be on that stand as well. Cuffed to DJ.
He said Envy. He did. He did.
No, get it to your bag. Don't say never mind now. You there. Don't walk it back. Just bleep the name. Just go.
That's tough.
I'm joking. I'm not here to indict anyone. But yes, the Rico, from my understanding.
Now, he could be joking there. He says he's joking. So I don't know. Yeah, shout out to Queens. Shout out to Rory. Envy's from Queens too. Always big up to Queens. Big up to Harlem. You got to resend me that info. Send me that info one more time. I got to refresh it. Hold on 1 second. Let me plug in my charger. If you have info to send me, you can always DM it to me. Always DM it. So if he's joking about Envy, he could be joking, but he could also be serious. Let's keep going.
Is labels not only just doing payola, which for those people that don't know, payola is when companies or people will pay DJs or radio executives, or they can pay the janitor at the radio station, give them money so that someone can play a record.
Now, if you've read Drake's lawsuit, payola was involved. If you read his first action against iHeart that got settled in Texas in Bexar County, there were accusations of payola. And shortly after that was settled, there was an FCC probe. Now, I think this probe was going on before, but I think what Drake's lawsuit has done is given it more legs because it's asking the labels to open up the books and show some documentation, which only supports the Fed's investigation.
Now, payola's been around since the inception of radio. That's why it's illegal, because they had to monitor it. We've known that's been going on. The bigger part of this Radio Rico shit is the money laundering portion of it, which is an extreme version of what payola would be.
Yes.
Funneling a bunch of money into radio so a record can continue to play, yes, payola. But then...
So a person or a company giving the radio station a bunch of money, huge lump sums, to not play a song once, but to keep it in rotation.
And when the radio station is setting the price higher than anyone else to funnel it back to the label, now you are, by definition, laundering money.
So the label pays a radio station and the radio station then kicks back the money. That is money laundering. It's fake transactions.
You're putting money out, it's getting clean, no taxes there, and then it's coming back to you as a profit.
Yeah.
That is money laundering.
And that's also raising valuations when you're showing more profit than you're actually making.
Just a little like, a DJ. Some guy from East New York was hanging outside the Hot 97 office with a brown paper bag and was like, yo, my man's rap. Here's 20K.
No, this is
it's not
Hold on, we got a lag. Hold on, y'all. All right, hold on a second. Let me see if we can get the lag under control. Whenever I play videos, it starts to lag. 183 people. Make sure you guys like and share. Let me check on the health of the stream real quick. Hold on. Rico on radio. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm going to try to fix the lag, all right? Close some of these up. My bad, B. I know I'm lagging. I'm gonna try to get it together. Hold on. I'm gonna try to get the lag together. Yeah, I stopped the video. Hold on. I'm trying to get the lag together. This is always tough. This is the one thing I really need to set up. I got to get a PC that can plug in. because I work off my laptop. Hold on a second. All right, can y'all let me know if I'm good now? I'm just going to pull up the chat. Somebody let me know in the chat if I'm good. Yeah, I got an Ethernet plugged in. That's why I got to get a PC. Facts. I got my Ethernet, but I just got to get it connected to my computer. Let me see something. Yeah, I turned my screen off for a second to see if I could fix the lag. All right, good. All right. So I think I'm good now. So essentially what they're basically saying here is that the radio stations have been doing this method and they got themselves cut off. They got themselves caught up with the feds. So it's a tough spot for them to be in. And the connection that I think where Drake's lawsuit comes into play here is that Drake's lawsuit has assisted. I don't think this is not like snitching. He didn't help the feds, but him kicking it into action at this time only helped support their case. And I think this is what the red button was all along, was he was going to essentially screw the labels over. I don't think this was a thing about Kendrick Lamar. I think this thing was more about what he could do to the labels if they ever pissed him off enough. And I think that's exactly what happened. The labels pissed him off to the point where it got to, they didn't give him the contract he wanted. Then they screwed him over in the beef with Kendrick. And I think that's when he said, I'm going to push the red button. So everyone thought that this red button was Drake trying to diss Kendrick Lamar. But no, like that wasn't the case. Yeah, I'm gonna try to use StreamYard. I use OBS right now, but I'm gonna try to do StreamYard. I'm just gonna find a method that works best. I have the Ethernet, but I have a MacBook Air, so I don't have that many USB-C ports to plug the Ethernet into because I got my camera, I got a ring light, I got my monitor. So when I get a PC that I can plug everything into, I'll be in a lot better place. So all of that stuff is on the way, man. I promise. Shout out to all the members here. Shout out to everybody who stuck around through the lag. I know there's a lot of creators on every single day, and there's a lot of places you guys could all go to get information and get news. And I appreciate that you're doing it here with me. A lot of creators do only reactions, and I think creators should do better. You should try to give people the best product possible. Like, if you're just going to sit there and react to something, but you don't give analysis, you don't really give your opinion, that's pretty whack. So I'm always going to try to do my best to, provide you guys with the best possible, not even entertainment, with the best possible product. The best possible product. So that's what I think. Now let's go into Rosenberg. Now, I hope this doesn't, I hope when I play this video, it doesn't make me lag again. Rosenberg's video is really short, so this shouldn't take that long. Let's see what Rosenberg had to say. Now, Rosenberg is Hot 97. I thought it's a defamation lawsuit, not to take the label down. I'll go into the specifics of the lawsuit right now. Right after this video, I'll go into the specifics of the lawsuit. Let's hear what Rosenberg had to say. Now, this relates directly to payola. This is directly to payola. And he's telling on himself here. Well, not himself. He's telling on Hot 97. Listen to this. Shout out to Yo Barbados. Salute. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Yeah, I think it's cooked for me playing videos, y'all. I think it's cooked. I think it's cooked for me doing videos. But Rosenberg essentially said, we were playing GNX so much that it did not seem natural and something was wrong. Like he said that on the Rory and Mal show. All of these things that people are saying are only basically solidifying what Drake has been saying and everything that's been in the lawsuit. Like all of these things that people are saying, Drake has basically been telling us the whole time. So someone said, I thought this was just a defamation lawsuit. It's a little bit more than that. So there are a couple pieces and I'll talk to you about what they are. Yes, there is defamation in the lawsuit. He is also accusing UMG of using illegal methods to boost the popularity of Not Like Us. So that has to do with bots. That has to do with payola. He's also saying that he's suing under the New York Business Practices Law, that they didn't do their due diligence to protect him as one of their main artists. So there's a lot more. There's a lot more to play than just defamation. And that's why my whole thing is, this is not just about Kendrick Lamar. This is not just about Not Like Us. I think Kendrick is a small player in this, in my opinion. Kendrick is a small player in this. The song might be what, was the tipping point, but Drake has been talking about this for a very, very long time. Morris Levy and the Mob started rap and own rap. Yeah, the music I got to do some more research. I know you sent it to me. I got to take a look. At it. Yeah, well, that's a little strange though. He said this is a little early to be playing every song of GNX. If you're from New York and you know New York radio, they don't play a lot of West Coast music. So that was a little strange to hear it that much, to be honest. Yeah, shout out to the Sugar Hill Gang. Yeah, that's Harlem right there in Queens. So I'm going to look it up. I won't pull it up now because I don't want to lag. But send me the info one more time and I'll cover it on the next stream. Shout out to Candy Morgan. So, yes, I think all of these things that have been going on the past year all play into what Mal and Rory are talking about with the Radio Rico. Now, it's going to be tough if this doesn't happen. So if Rory's going to be dropping this info and he sounds very confident, he has to be accurate. You don't want to go out there and put your name and reputation on the line and it doesn't come through. And I think Rory is smart enough to know that. So if he's going to go out there and put his reputation on the line, I believe in what he's saying. So, we'll just have to wait and see. Shout out to King David. I agree. I also think that Kendrick doesn't have anything to do with the payola. I agree with that as well. So this is the thing. This is not Kendrick Lamar making a phone call and say, yo, here's 100,000. Play my song. I don't think it's Kendrick Lamar doing that. But Kendrick employs people who may have done that. So even the thing with bots, it's not Kendrick Lamar calling up and saying, give me 100,000 more plays. But it could be his team, allegedly. Who does Kojo work for? It says Interscope on his Instagram bio, allegedly. So, Interscope are the masters at battle rap. Interscope backed 50 Cent. Like, these things have been going on for a long time. This is not the first time. This is not the last time. All of these things have been happening. Kendrick was a pawn. Maybe. I think we'll have to see. Maybe Iceman episode 4 reveals to us. I think what Drake is trying to do is tell us a story. So what is the story he's telling us? Shout out to Tut Marley. It was bad timing to do the lawsuit after the battle. Yeah, but I think what the battle did was show very obviously what Drake has been accusing the label of. I think this was just the greatest example. So yeah, I think optically to the general public, it's like, oh my God, he's suing because of a rap battle. But it's not just a battle. It's a little bit bigger than that. This is why Koch was so big in the early 2000s. The label didn't play fair. Yeah, the label doesn't play fair, never have, and never will. Maybe this is why Iceman 3 begins with a deal with the mob. I could see that. That's a good point. All right, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Let's see how many people we got in here. I want to play the Rosenberg clip, but right now with this lag, it's a little too crazy. Let me see if I could pull it up. Let's see how the stream strength is. The stream strength says good right now. The stream strength says good right now. And let's see if we can see how many people are in here. Please make sure y'all like right now. Let's take 2 seconds to just like.
Imagine bringing your side.
Let's take 2 seconds to just like in the chat. Send it to a friend. Tell them jump on a live stream. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to all the members. We got 75 people watching right now. We got another probably 6 or 7 minutes that will be here. And then I got to go to sleep. I'll also say this. Please, if y'all can, tomorrow afternoon, I'm going to drop the link. I will be on House of Highlights. I'll be debating sports tomorrow afternoon. I'll put the link. If you can, please join the chat. I need you guys to vote for me. It's going to be a live debate. I'm going to be debating some sports people. I don't know who I'm debating. It's a mystery right now. They're not telling me who my competition is. But if you guys can go in the chat and make sure you vote for me. I'll be defending Steph Curry. Steph is my favorite player. That's my GOAT. So please make sure if y'all can, y'all are there tomorrow afternoon. So yeah, I mean, I think the timing of it could be off, but what can you do, man? What can you really do? I think Drake had to make the move when he had to make the move. I don't think he wanted to wait any longer. I think the boiling point was the battle. All right, I think we good now. Okay. All right, now let's see what Rosenberg had to say. Come on, man. This is crazy. I can't get anything up. Yeah, you know what? I got to get my Ethernet plugged in. 130 in here, 155 watching. 154. Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Minute Man, what's good? Shout out to another one of the members. Minute Man, all my members. Merch will be live. We'll be up and running soon, man. We'll be up and running soon. So shout out to all of y'all. I appreciate all of the support. I got to get a PC with the Ethernet. Shout out to House of Highlights for sure. House of Highlights is the first company that gave me a shot. So if you go to House of Highlights, I've been on the Jordan episode. I've been on the LeBron episode. So tap in with House of Highlights if you can. They gave me my first shot. Braun over Steph. I'm wild. That's my GOAT. That's my GOAT. Some people like LeBron. They're stupid for thinking Drake wouldn't sue. I think the hip hop brand says don't sue, but I think $1 billion says you do what you got to do. I think you do what you have to do. And yeah, Drake is a walking brand with multiple successful businesses. He contributes to Toronto's GDP. Fact. 160 in the chat. Steph is my favorite player too. Shout out to you, King David. Yeah. Oh, you grew up with Iguodala in Springfield, Illinois. Oh, shout out to Springfield, man. They produce a lot of good basketball players. And the other thing, Iguodala is like the head of the Players Association. I was actually at an event with him last year. I didn't get a chance to chop it up with him. I wanted to, but when celebrities are doing a thing and basketball players, I don't really get involved. But Iggy's is a great dude. 160 in the chat. 160 in the chat. That's dope, man. That's dope. I appreciate all y'all being here. But I think Drake did what he had to do. But this is what I say about like people who have theories. I'm a theory guy as well. But I think the red button thing is the one thing that people got so wrong. The red button was never, ever, ever a song. Well, it was literally a song. It was on For All the Dogs, the extended version. But it wasn't a song where he's dissing Kendrick Lamar. And I think that's where people got this whole thing wrong. It was never a diss track for Kendrick Lamar. That was never what it was intended to be. I don't know what he's going to get. He wants monetary value and monetary gain. So I'm sure he's going to be seeking probably his contract's worth of money. $2 billion is what he said in the song. I don't think he's going to get a $2 billion judgment. I don't think that, but I also don't know. I don't think anybody knows how wild this case can really get. So I don't know. Will he win? I think it's going to settle. So yeah, I think he will. You know, if you want to call it a win, I think it'll settle for sure. Shout out to all the members in here. Shout out to all the members. So it'll be an interesting time. And I think I don't want anyone to go to jail, but I hope that this case gets revealed, like the Radio Rico, like the way that Rory and Mal have been leading up to this. I think is great for their channel because I think they're getting a lot of reactions. So yeah, Hotline Bling. Joe did say he asked Iggy for a car, and Iggy said no and got off the phone. I saw that clip today. Joe is bugging. Why are you asking Andre Iguodala for a car? That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. If Drake doesn't put any of these songs on Iceman, then what's the point? Good question. Just because you put a song out doesn't mean it has to make the album. It's building anticipation. This is a part of a rollout. So in the early 2000s and the 90s, people had mixtapes to lead up to albums. And a lot of times, only one song off the mixtape will make the album. Check my DM. I got you. Iceman episode 4. Now, there's going to be a thread. I think Licensed Drake and Drivers putting out a thread tonight. I don't have anything ready to give a date. I don't have anything ready to give a color. I don't have anything ready to really, put out the judgment. So I'm not going to say it right now. I'm not going to put out a date or anything like that because I don't really know at the moment. He's not putting them on the album. None of them are even album level. I don't think they're going to be on the album. If you saw what DJ Carnage or Gordo put out, he put out a tweet yesterday like, yo, should Drake have features on the album or not? I don't know. Maybe the songs get put on, maybe they don't. I don't think he has to. I also think, when you put a single on an album, those sales count towards the album, which will help boost it to number one. I don't think that any of these singles have performed well enough besides What Did I Miss that Drake would want to put them on the album. So that's another thing to consider. The album will be under UMG. Allegedly, this is the last song under his contract. September 13th. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not ready to give a date on an album. I'm not ready to give a date on an episode. I like to be as accurate as possible. So if you saw my other videos, they're pretty much spot on, down to dates, down to colors, down to type of song. So I'm not gonna put anything out there until I'm confident in my prediction. And right now I'm not confident in anything. But Licensed Drake and Driver, he's putting out a thread tonight. It might be out right now. He could do a mixtape. I don't think he has to. I think the world is ready to hear the album. So I think that's what he should do. Is just drop the album. Let's see what Licensed Drake and Driver said. I'm actually gonna go to his thing. Oh, 1 o'clock in the morning. Damn, I'm not gonna be awake at 1 o'clock in the morning. Licensed Drake and Driver on X is dropping his thread at 1 in the morning. I will be sleeping. I will be sleeping. The beats are hard. The beats are tough. That's the best part. And the samples are crazy. So the samples themselves are crazy. What do you think that it'll be a throwaway album? Shout out to the Minute Man. I don't think Drake is going to do a throwaway album. I think he respects the art too much to do that. I know that Frank Ocean did it, but I don't think Drake is in a position where he needs to go after the money and to try to do that. I think the only way you do that is if you're chasing the money play for the next deal. I don't think he's chasing that hard. And I don't think he could, like a throwaway album. I don't even know what that looks like. Like a throwaway Drake album. I don't know. I don't. That's one thing I can't buy. I don't think that that's gonna happen. What do I think about the theory? Yeah, don't drop a mixtape. Give the people what they want. That is my sentiment exactly. I want to hear you rap. That's it. And I'm an R&B Drake super fan, but we already got the R&B, so there's no need to do that. We got a full R&B album. So I think he's aware, but Drake is such a troll. He's a troll. He could say everybody wants me to do this, so I'm going to do this. That's exactly the kind of person he is, for better or for worse. Everybody wants me to do one thing, so I'm going to do the exact opposite of what people expected. And he's that kind of person. He's that kind of person. So if he does do that, I get it completely. The Drake I like is never coming back. It's been tough for me to get into what he's went out there more like. Nah, you can't say that. It's no way you listen to recent Drake albums and say you don't like them. Her Loss is crazy. Her Loss is fire. I Middle of the Ocean, Jumbotron, Hours in Silence, Rich Flex, Major Distribution, Back Outside Boys. her loss is fire. So I don't know. I can't buy that one. I can't buy that one. This is the thing. Drake isn't giving people what they want, but what part of his fan base isn't getting it? You got to think. You have rap fans, you have pop fans, you have R&B fans. It's impossible to please the entire fan base. Look at what he did with Scorpion. He did it 2 sides. He did 2 sides of Scorpion and people still complained. So what do you do at the moment? What can Drake do that will make everybody happy? It's nothing that he could do. It's nothing he could do. 5K, yeah, 5K subs, facts. We got the 5K fast. They will do a giveaway. So we got the 5K fast. Middle of the ocean is, oh man, middle of the ocean is crazy. Middle of the ocean is crazy. So this is why I said Drake is at such a point. You can't win everybody over. You can't win everyone over. So to me, for him, he's got it. Like, you just got to release the product. Jumbotron is one of my favorite songs too. I know all the words to Jumbotron. That's one of my favorite ones. Now, I really, really wish that I could show y'all Twitter right now. Because the Drake theorists are going crazy right now. The Drake theorists are going crazy. His fans think he has some evidence of Kendrick beating a woman. I don't. That happened so many years ago. If there was footage, we would see it. Core rap fans, he started off singing, broski. He started off singing and rapping. And I'm not saying that that's his original fan base. I'm saying his fan base has a bunch of different sections. There's rap fans, there's R&B fans, there's pop fans, white fans, black fans, in between fans, male fans, women fans. He's good at every kind of music that he's made. The only songs I didn't like are Meet Your Padre. Even when he does the Brazilian funk, it's good. Like, everyone has a different favorite Drake song. Everyone has a different favorite Drake album. So it's like there's no like way to make everybody happy. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things about it. Is this is why to me he's the best overall artist of all time, is because he can do so many things so well. I don't think anyone else has been on that level. Kanye is the closest, but Kanye's R&B bag. Kanye doesn't have an R&B bag. Everything Kanye can do in terms of with his voice, Drake can do. That's it. He has, yeah. No one's saying he hasn't been singing. He's been doing both for a very long time at the highest level. He's been doing both. So, you know, that's my takes on that. That's my takes on that. I really wanted to screen share a couple more things, but just with the lag, until I get an Ethernet that I could plug in, it's kind of quiet for showing some videos. I don't know. I'll try one more time to pull this up. I'll try one more time to pull something up. All right, let's see what we could get. Drake is not putting no 2 Khaled songs on anything. That Khaled song stuff is over. That Khaled song stuff is over. Damn, I'm trying to see. All right, give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to pull some stuff up. Let's see if we could play the rest of the Rory and Mal video. See if we can get that up. If this lags me out, I'm not opening any more videos. When he's gone, it's crazy. Raining in Houston is crazy. Okay. All right, I think we good. All right, let's see if we can play the Rory and Mal video again. Let's get to the end. We didn't get to see this. Let's move the chat over. All right, let's see. Sorry, Rory, I'm blocking your face, bro.
I don't see a world where that happens.
So just to have fun here, based on something I said. So, do you understand the red button a little more now?
Oh, Drake's lawsuit certainly added to this.
Okay.
Significantly. From my understanding, it was in play already. But with the lawsuit and people having to now show and reveal things because of the lawsuit, it certainly didn't help with the labels or.
So if you hear that right there, Drake's lawsuit plays a part in it because he's making the label show and prove. He's making the label show and prove. And that's why this is so important. Because the labels are going to have to put their money where their mouth is and show the documents that Drake is requesting. And I think that's why they went so hard with the dismissal to try to get these things out of play. Because if you got it out of play, they wouldn't have to turn over the documents. But the judge has not bought into the dismissal. The judge has not bought into that. So it's going to be an interesting next couple of months. The end of the year, Q4 is going to be crazy. Q4 is going to be crazy. We have a lot to look into with potentially Radio Rico. Drake's hearing will have some more dates. We got a Drake album, Young Thug's album. He put out the date. I think it's next week. There's too much that's about to happen at the end of this year. There's too much. There's too much. Yeah, they both have a place in hip hop, but I don't think Drake's music has an impact a decade later. Also, they both of their music. All right, so Thug just put out the date for his album. I don't even know how to say this. You Scooty, the 19th. So next week. People have been asking where the album is. He put out some videos. I'm not going to play because I'm not going to get it down. You could go check out the video that he put out to his song. So Thug is on the way, and I think this is the smartest thing he could do is put out music. Stop trying to tweet your way out of this. You won't be able to do that. Just put out the music. So salute to him. I hope the album does well. I'm a Thug fan. And maybe we'll get a Drake feature on that. I think it's very possible there's a Drake feature. There's no Jay Secret album. All right, man. I appreciate everybody being here. Again, I'm going to put in a link to the House of Highlights video tomorrow. Please go make sure and vote for me in my debate tomorrow. I will put the link in my post on YouTube. Make sure you watch the video. Send it to a friend. We got 5K subs. I'm hoping we can get to 10K subs in a month. That's my goal. 30 days. Let's hit another 5K subs. I will go live. I will improve my setup. I got to get a Ethernet that plugs into my computer. Hopefully I can get a PC. And the only way is up, man. Only way is up. All the members, the merch, the website should be live tomorrow. So if you want to get some merch, the merch has Facts Over Feelings. All of that stuff. Oh, UY Scooty. All of that stuff will be there. So again, I appreciate everyone. I'm getting more used to talking on camera on live. This is very different for me. I never thought that I would even be doing this. But hey, if you guys enjoy hearing me talk, I enjoy talking. So we'll make magic happen. All the members, King David, shout out to you. Yo, shout out to you. Everybody who had a super chat today, shout out to all of you guys. I appreciate y'all for sure. What do people in Atlanta say? Overly. Riley, shout out to you. Emiliano, shout out to you. Barbados, shout out to you from TikTok. Everybody who's here from TikTok, King David, all my peoples, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. So I'm going to try to catch the last few minutes of the Packers game. That's where I'll be. I hope the Packers score again. I want the Packers to win. But shout out to Jordan Love. Shout out to Jaden Daniels. All right, y'all. Be good. Have a good night. Everybody.